Oh, hello and welcome to What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. I am him, and today I am here to answer the question, is Sam LaPorta the best rookie tight end of all time? As you may know, Sam LaPorta was drafted in the second round, 34th overall to the Detroit Lions. Pro Football Focus leading up to the draft, for example, had him ranked the fourth tight end in the 2023 class behind Mayer, Kincaid, and Darnell Washington, who fell quite a bit in the draft. In 2023, the Lions decided to take him as the second tight end off the board after the Bills took Dalton Kincaid late in the first round. A lot of Lions fans fell in love with LaPorta's character and personality when the Lions released this on one of their Inside the Den segments that was covering the NFL draft. I'm pulling it up for you here right now.
I don't even think Sam knew that I was calling to draft him, and I hadn't even told him, like, yeah, I know, but we're calling to draft you too.
He called me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you got Jack. Like, it just didn't really set in for me yet.
So he thought the Detroit Lions were calling him on day 2 of the draft to talk about Campbell, the linebacker, who the Lions drafted earlier in the first round the day before. He had no idea the Lions were calling for his services as well. He's like, oh yeah, my teammate from Iowa. So happy you guys got him. They probably talked about him in the draft process or whatever, and he thought they were just calling him to shoot the shit. And like, no, dude, we're drafting you as well. So this draft pick came off of the Lions kind of controversially trading away TJ Hawkinson to a divisional opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, for a second-round draft pick the year prior. That draft pick actually ended up turning into also superstar rookie talent for the Detroit Lions this year, Brian Branch out of Alabama. The way the Lions acquired the Sam LaPorta pick was also controversial. They had in the first round a chance at Jalen Carter, which is a lot of Lions fans and analysts thought the Lions really could have used on this team. Granted, the defense hasn't been great. I don't think Jalen Carter changes things overnight, but that's a conversation for a different video. Instead, they trade down to get Jahmyr Gibbs, who's looking pretty good, 12th overall, which was also controversial, and Sam LaPorta with that early second-round draft pick. Sam LaPorta flashed early in camp, but nobody expected this sort of production from the rookie this early in his career. After 14 games this season, Sam LaPorta has 71 receptions for 758 yards and 9 touchdowns, 3 of them coming off of a big game, a big win this past weekend on Saturday Night Football. This sort of production is rare for a rookie tight end. I think as NFL fans, we're really used to seeing running backs perform extremely well in their rookie season. This is not the case historically for the tight end position. For example, Rob Gronkowski in 16 games in his rookie season caught for 546 yards and 10 touchdowns. Of course, he was competing with also rookie Aaron Hernandez, also a tight end that was drafted early on in that draft class by the Patriots. I'd like to compare, of course, Travis Kelce. I'm sure a lot of you in the comment sections will be getting on me. Why didn't you compare Travis Kelce's numbers? Kelce got injured his rookie season. He had a knee injury. He played 1 special team snap, as far as I can tell, did not play on offense all that much. And Travis Kelce's second season, effectively his rookie season, even though he was with the organization for a while, Travis Kelce in 16 games caught for 862 yards and 5 touchdowns. So Sam LaPorta on pace to beat that in 16 games. Of course, Sam, hopefully he stays healthy, knock on wood, will be able to play all 17 games this season, an opportunity that Travis Kelce and Gronkowski did not get because they were playing in 16-game seasons. These stats are a testament to how difficult it is in the NFL for a rookie to come out and produce in the offense in his first season, because it's a tough position to learn. You have to learn how to block 30-year-olds, adults, grown men. You're going from college blocking, not so complicated blocking schemes oftentimes in college, especially when you're playing for Iowa. Nothing in that offense was too complicated for Sam when he was over there. And you have to learn how to create separation from professional people who are in charge of not allowing you to separate from them. It's their whole job. They're making millions of dollars to do it. So, of course, it's a lot more difficult for tight ends to learn basically two separate positions. And that's why I think Sam LaPorta has been so spectacular and so impressive in his rookie tight end season. There's also been a lot of other really good tight ends, for that matter, in this draft class. Like we mentioned before, Mayer has been producing pretty well, and Kincaid for the Buffalo Bills has been awesome under Knox and replacing him when Knox goes down with injuries. And that's usually what you see with rookie tight ends, is them playing under somebody, learning how to be a professional tight end under a veteran, and then producing in their second, third, fourth, fifth year is usually the arc of a tight end's career. And that's why I just can't stress enough how impressive this Sam LaPorta kid has been, a 22-year-old coming out of Iowa and producing for the Detroit Lions, stepping into the starting role essentially on day one. When he started flashing at camp, it was very quickly announced that Sam LaPorta would be the starter for this football team. If you were wanting to find a comparable rookie tight end season, you have to go all the way back to 2002. Honorable mention Kyle Pitts a couple of years ago, but you really have to go all the way back to 2002 to Jeremy Shockey. They were still playing 16-game seasons at that point in NFL history. Jeremy Shockey in a 16-game season caught 74 receptions for 894 yards, but just 2 touchdowns. With only 14 games played so far, you could argue that Sam LaPorta's 9 touchdowns is a little bit more impressive than Jeremy Shockey's 2 touchdowns, despite Jeremy Shockey's 894 yards receiving in 16 games. You could argue that Sam has already had a more impressive rookie season through 14 games in 2023. And for that reason, you have to go all the way back to 1961, the greatest rookie tight end season in the history of the NFL, done by NFL Hall of Famer Mike Ditka. In 14 games, Mike Ditka caught for 1,076 yards at over 19 yards per reception he averaged in 1961. And he had 12 touchdowns. And again, only 14 games. They're only playing 14 games in a season back in 61. So, first of all, got to say, after I found that out, I went back and looked up some old Ditka highlights. So I highly recommend you go ahead and do that at home. To wrap things up into a bow, a reasonable analyst in the NFL wouldn't say that off of after just 14 games that Sam LaPorta will go on to have an amazing career and eventually be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. A reasonable analyst would say it's way too early to say something like that. But I will say it. Sam LaPorta, I think, could potentially be an NFL Hall of Famer. And why not? The way he moves, the way he's learned a 2023 offense, he's been able to block extremely well for his running backs. He's been able to gain the trust of this coaching staff from day one, which you cannot say about Jahmyr Gibbs, for example. It took a little bit of time for him to learn and get comfortable and get in tune with Jared Goff and this Detroit Lions offense. Tell me what you think. Do you think he is having a top 2 rookie tight end performance of all time? Did I miss somebody? Do you think somebody else maybe had a better performance in the history of the NFL? Do you think he's the best tight end in the draft class? And do you think he will keep this up, go on to be a Hall of Famer in the NFL? Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. My name's Jamie Jakes. Thank you, and good night.